Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to discuss this popularity percentage problem in PySpark. So basically for the same problem we have solved in SQL also. You can check out the link in the description section for that particular video, right? So this problem was asked in basically Meta in November 2020, and it is a hard category problem over here, and I also found it very interesting because the concept which we are using in this problem, you will see in a lot of problem that particular concept, right? So let's try to understand the input and output and how this output is getting generated and everything uh, on the Excel sheet, right? So let's understand. So this is the problem basically. Here we have been given two table. Um the input and output. So in the input table, we have two columns, user one and user two, and in the output, we need two columns, user and popularity percentage, right? So let's try to like understand what the problem statement is and how we are getting this particular output. So find the popularity percentage for each user on Meta or Facebook. So basically here, if you see each each user is involved, that means we need to apply group by or partition by, right? Okay. The popularity percentage is defined as the total number of friend the user has divided by total number of user on the friend platform. Okay. So I can see two things involved. First is total number of friends the user has. Okay. The total number of friends user has. This is the first thing. Second thing is divided by the total number of users on the platform. Okay, so this is the global total. So basically, total number of users on the platform, right? Then convert into the percentage by multiplying by 100. Okay, so basically this thing. So basically, what will happen? The formula would be popularity percentage formula is 1 divided by 2 into 100. Got it? So this is the formula. Output each user along with their popularity percentage order record in ascending order by user ID. Okay, so if you see in the output, this uh, particular column is in the ascending order. So this is what as the task is. The user one and user two columns are pair of friends. Okay, so these are pairs. So it's like one is a friend of five, one is a friend of three also, one is a friend of six also, two is friend of six, four is friend of one, seven is friend of two, so on and so forth. So this is what basically the problem statement is. I think the problem is quite simple to understand, right? So basically we need to find these two things, and we need to take the division of them and multiply it by 100 to get the popularity percentage, right? So let's try to first understand how this output is getting generated, right? So if you see here, like how do we say that, like if let's say we have X and we have Y. X says, hey, I'm friend of you. Like X says, my friend is Y. Then Y also can say, hey, my friend is X, right? This is true, right? Similarly, if we have here we have 1, 5. So 1 is saying, hey, I am friend of 5. Then 5 can also say, I am friend of 1, right? So this will, what this will do, this will generate all the combination, all combinations, right? So if you see here, what exactly this is. So here basically user 1 is column 1, user 2 is column 2, right? So what is happening over here, column 2 is becoming column 1 to make both the condition, right? 1 is friend of 2 and 2 is friend of 1. So how we can achieve this? We can achieve this by doing the union, right? We'll do the union and basically swap the columns, swap the columns. That will generate the all the possible combinations, right? So let's do that. So if you see here, we have the table one, like the way we have over here. And then what we have done, we have swapped the column. So basically, if you see user two is coming over here, right? User two is coming over here, and then we have user one. So this in this way, like Here if you see, one is saying, hey, my friend is 5. Then here 5 is saying, hey, my friend is 1. So in this way, like each and every combination is getting generated, right? So if you see here, like 8 is saying, hey, my friend is 3. Similarly, here if you see, 3 is saying, hey, my friend is 8. So this is like the way in which we generate the all the possible combinations, right, of pairs. So once we have these things, then the things would be very much easy, right? Once we have the union, so let me write the step. When we have the union of this, then second, what we can do, we can group the data, group by on user one, and then do the count of one, or we can say that the second column. So this will give the total number of friends. What this will give? This will give total number of friend each user has, right? And then once we have this, once we have the union, then like in order to find this condition, like this we have already found, right? This we found total number of user. How did we achieve this? Group by and count, right? So how to achieve this total number of users on the platform? This is quite simple, right? Total number of users, that means what? We need to find the all the distinct user or unique user we have. So what, how we can achieve this? We can simply do on this column count distinct on user one. We can get this answer. So we have inbuilt function basically count distinct in PySpark. Using that we can achieve this, right? So once we have these two data, then what we can do? We can simply we will have df1, and this will be a like constant value. Then we can simply divide the data and get the required output, right? We can generate this particular column. So I hope the problem is simple and easy to understand, right? So let's see how we are getting 555.55. So if you see here, let's see friends of one. So friend of one is what? 5, and then we have 3, then we have 6, and these three we have covered. And then for one, we can say that the friend is 2 also, and for one, we have 4 also. So total we have 5, and altogether, how many unique users are there? 9. So 9 into 100. So this is nothing but 55.55, right? Similarly, let's say if I want to find for 8, so how many friends of 8 are there? So let's see. For 8, if we write, we have 3, right? In this way, we don't have any other record. In this way, also we don't have. Okay, so we have only one friend. So 1 divided by 9 into 100. So how much it will be? 100 divided by 9. So it is nothing but 11.11, right? So yes, I think you understood how we are getting this particular output. And let's like write the code for this, right? Okay, now here we are in the Databricks notebook. So let's write the code for this. So I have created the data frame. I will provide the create statement in the description section, right? So let me run this. I hope you can see it clearly. Let me increase the size a little. Okay, now it is much better. So here we have created the data frame. Now it's time to import the things which we need. So we need call, right? This we know. Then we need count to count, and then we for count we cannot write like this count and then one, right? We know. So if you don't have understanding, like you can watch my playlist. So we have a lot of interview related content. You will learn a lot of things basically how this tricks and all these things work in PySpark. So we use lit, and then we have count distinct, this we know, and we are using round. So basically if you see here, like here we have rounded the value till 3 decimal places, so that we can do 3 decimal, 2 decimal places, right? So that's why we need round. Okay, so now so df1 creation. So here if you see, we have df, right? And we need df1 also, the reverse thing, right? The column swapping. So here what we are doing, we are selecting first the column 2, and we are re-aliasing the, okay, let me remove this alias thing, and then we'll show you. Control X. Okay, so let me do. So what we are doing, we are selecting column 2 and then column 1. So if you see here, column 2 came over here. So like, and column 1 came over here, right? But we want we want to change the names, right? So what we can do, we can simply write over here user1 and here user2, right? And let me run this. So if you see here, the column names are different, but the values are same as it is, like how we have over here, right? So column 2 became column 1 and column 1 became column 2. Okay, so once we have the data, like the df, the original df, and then the df1 which we created above, we can join the data, because for join union the data, what we need the same number of columns, right? So that we have, right? And once we join this, sorry, union this, we will have the data like this, all possible combinations. So I think from here to here we have df1, and from here we have df2, right? So I think this is clear. So once we have this, then it was easy. We just need to find the total number of friend each user has. So each keyword is involved. As I mentioned, we need to use the group by. So what we will do, we will group by the user one, that is this user. If you see here, this we will group by this and count the user two, or we can say that count one also. So we are grouping the data by user one, and then we are counting. So we saw that, right? For user one, we have five friends, right? So we have five. Similarly, for user eight, how many friends were there? One friend was there. Similarly, for all the other, right? So now we have this thing, right? So once we have this, then what was the next step? The uh, next step was total number of user on the platform. So this is quite simple, right? So once we have the all the combination, we can simply use the count distinct. So if you see here, this is the step of finding the total number of unique users on the platform. So what we can do, we can use the df union. The name of this data frame is basically df union, right? Um, and then we can write select and then count distinct. So this is the inbuilt function, count distinct on what? User one, right? And then we are naming aliasing this as user one. So let me comment these things and print how the data would look like once we write the count distinct. So here, if you see, we have total 9 distinct user. So if you see here, this is a data frame. So in order to divide these values, basically 5 divided by 9, 3 divided by 9 into multiply by 100. So we need a constant value, right? So what we can do, we can write the code like this. So let me do this first. Okay. Um, Let me erase these things and show you from scratch. Okay. So what we can do, we can write df1 dot. So there are multiple ways to get the first record or this value. So I'm using the collect method. So we can use the collect. Right, let me see, show you what exactly we are doing, getting. So collect, you will see a lot of time when we are writing the PySpark code, right, making a project using PySpark. So for running a for loop, we most commonly use the collect method only. So we have collect. So what this does, this return the row, basically the row of all the values in the data frame. So if you see here, we have only one record. So we are getting row, then the column name and the value, right? Similarly, if we would have when any other column, then we would have got that particular thing like the column 2 and the corresponding value. So now we have the list. So from the list, I need the first value. So if you see here, like if I do like this, then we will get the first record. The list will go, right? So now we don't have list. Out of this also, we need the first column value, right? So total user is nothing but the first column. So we need to write like this. So if we write like this, we will get 9, right? And once we have this, then simply we can assign this in the variable and use that later. So if you see here, total user we have as 9. So this also we got. Now it's simple, right? We just need to divide it by total number of friend each user has divided by a total user. So if I have done a lot of thing over here, let me erase this or comment this and write from scratch. So let me write like this. So we have df friends, that is this data frame, df friend. Uh, so from there, what we can do, we can select this. So we can select user one, like from here, from this data frame, we can select user one, and then we need to divide this column total number of friend by this total user. So we can simply write like this. Where, okay. So this we have, and then we can write column, and then the column name is total friends. divide by and the variable name. What is the variable name? Total user. So we can simply write over here like this, and we can print this. We have a lot of things over here to do. I will show you step by step, right? So, there is something missing. Okay, so it is user one, not user underscore one. Okay, now if you see, we have the answer, but not in the correct format. Now it's all about formatting the data. So if you see here, the column name is popping like this. So we don't want like this. So what we can do, we can put all these things. Okay, let me take this in the next line basically, right? So what we can do basically, we can put all these things in in bracket, and here we can give the alias. So we can write alias, and what is the name? Popularity percent. We can give the name as popularity percent. And if you see here, like the data is not nice, basically we want in the percentage format. So what we can do, we can multiply it by 100, right? And let me run this. If you see here, 55.5555, and like we don't want like this, we want only two decimal place, right? So what we can do for that, we can use the round. So again, we need to put one parenthesis, and here we need to put two decimal places, and here we can write round, right? Let me run this. Okay, now you can see we got our desired output. So if you see here, like here we have the user one. We don't want user one, right? We want to alias this also. So we can write alias as, okay, alias as user, right? Let me run this. Okay, now you can see we got our desired output, what we wanted. So yes, if you like this content, please do like, subscribe, share the channel, and if you're new, if you're new to this channel, you can check out our other playlists. We have a lot of interview-related content on SQL, PySpark, Pandas, Python, and then object-oriented programming in Python. So you can check out that also. So let's meet in the next problem. Until then, bye.